Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be making something really unusual. Today we're going to be making a Christmas tamale, but it's outside the realm of the usual fruit tamales that maybe you've seen. Today we're going to make one that's chocolate with sun-dried cherries, not sun-dried tomatoes, sun-dried cherries in it. And it's really delicious and it's easy to make. Don't let something like this scare you. All we use is a regular 8-quart pot that just about everybody has, and a straight-sided colander with feet on it. And a piece of aluminum foil as a lid. It's real simple. So what we're going to start with is by making a sort of a ganache with 1 cup of cream and 3 cups of chocolate chips. And try to use good quality chocolate chips. Don't skimp here because it's gonna make a difference in the end, because when you've got that corn in there, you want to kind of defeat the taste of the corn a little bit, and if you use a cheap quality chocolate, it's gonna taste that way. So here, we just add these in and just melt them down. Real simple. And this just takes a couple of minutes. So you just melt it down on a not too high of a heat until it's smooth. You can see here, you know, it's not a shot there, but nice and smooth. And then just let it sit until it cools, because you don't want to pour it into the masa while it's hot, because it's going to make the masa turn into a soup. So we're just going to wait until this cools, and then we're going to start with the next phase. Alright, so the ganache is cooled down, and here I've got 3 pounds of masa. Now, normally I'd buy this stuff, but just for fun, I bought a bag of the instant stuff, and I've been using it on a couple of things. And you know, it's not half bad, because some of the places that you buy it already made use the instant stuff, and they sell it, well, not as much. If you're buying it from a place that, you know, grinds the mixed tamale and goes through the whole process, they're charging you a lot of money, $1.30 a pound generally. And you can save a lot of money by doing it this way. And the good thing about it is you have control of the masa. You can whip it longer and really put some air into it like it should have. Because even the places that grind up the mixed tamale don't necessarily whip it long enough, because time is money, to really incorporate the air into it. So this stuff works fine. If you can't get the fresh stuff, use the masa for tamales. It comes dry. Just follow the directions on the back. Okay? So here we go. We're going to add the ganache to it. Now remember, when you're making the ganache, you just want to melt it. You don't have to boil it or anything like that. You just want to melt the chocolate down. So it's not really that hot to begin with, but you still don't want to add it when it's too warm, because it's going to cause the shortening of the masa to melt. So we're going to turn that on, and then add, this is half a cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and a splash of vanilla. Sun-dried cherries, 2 cups. Okay, you just add them in. And that's it. Just scrape the bottom, and you're ready to go. Right before I get started, see, I've got the pot here, and I've got some pennies, 5 of them. And I'm going to drop them down on the bottom. And that way, when I put this in here and put the water, you're going to put the water just up to the bottom of this. So when it starts to boil, those coins are going to start bouncing, and that tells you that it's starting to boil. It's also an alarm system for if the water runs out, and it shouldn't, if you keep it adjusted to the right level of heat. But if it does, they're going to stop bouncing, and that's an alarm system for you to rush out and shut it off real quick so that it doesn't start to burn and smoke up your tamales, because they'll have a burnt smell in them if that happens. So, all right. Now we're these up. So here we've got the soaked corn husks, and you might hear someone say that, well, you have to use the smooth side or you have to use the rough side. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. I don't care what anybody tells you. I've done it on both sides and it doesn't stick either way. You just put it in there and roll it up. So these are dessert tamales. You might want to make them a little bit small, but that's up to you. You can make them small or big, just doesn't matter. And then since it's chocolate, if you want to make a variation, go ahead. Everybody knows that cherries and chocolate go well together, but so does peanut butter. So if you put peanut butter drops in there, that would probably be pretty good too. So, and just roll them, put in one flap, and then over the second one, and then fold up the bottom, and then set them inside, and then just sort of lay them together like kind of like leaning dominoes, and then you'll have them in the right position that you want them to be. So there they are, all wrapped up in there. And so all you have to do is just put a piece of foil over it and close it down good and turn it on. And you can turn it on high heat in the beginning, but once it comes to a boil, turn it down to a medium to low heat so that it just steams nice and easy for about 40 minutes or until the tamales puff. And you can check them. 40 minutes or so, maybe enough to an hour. That's about all you need. And then they're ready. So there you can see, they're all nice and puffed up and ready to go. So I'll be having one of those in just a minute.